Hey guys, and welcome to Meet the Lead. This is me, Pseudo, and I'll be your host for today. Joining me on the show is none other than the very famous, very good looking, and look at that smile going on there, Voyboy.
Hey, what's up? How's it going,
and,
everyone?
and joining me also today is my co-host, none other than Zetra. So Voyboy, could you introduce yourself just in case anybody doesn't know who you are?
Yeah, of course. My name is Jodat Voyboy, as they call me in game, Esfahani. I've been a professional League of Legends player for a number of years now. Been playing League since the scene just developed, and right now I'm the mid laner for Team Curse. I played top lane for Team Curse for a year, and I played top lane for like 2 years before that, but now I've been transitioning to mid, and that's what I'm going for today. Right now, my team, we're looking to qualify for LCS again, so hopefully you guys will see us in the competitive scene for a good long time now.
Cool. And for you, Zetra?
Oh, what? My introduction?
Yes, introduce yourself.
So I'm Zetra. I'm commonly called OG Zetra on the server. Like that's the game tag. And I play top lane for Big Gaming, which was formed recently. And we're looking forward to compete in like the Asian tournaments so we can get that.
Okay. And as for myself, well, I am Pseudo and I work for Garena and I'm currently derping around here in this interview. So, yes. In Meet the Lead, basically we'll be asking you questions, Voyboy, and it's not going to be not quite your standard questions. We're going to have some meta thrown in there, some personal life, and perhaps maybe a few unexpected questions. Hopefully it doesn't catch you too much off guard. Are you ready?
Okay, sounds good.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes, wonderful. Yes, also to tell everybody else here that there are wonderful Curse t-shirts to be won, and cool and CM Storm t-shirts as well to be won at the end of it. Simply because the questions that you guys have submitted to Voyboy, to be asked to Voyboy, and he will be announcing the winners later. So at the end of the show, do stay tuned for that. Also, on to the first question. And Voyboy, how do you get? What's the story behind your name? How did you get it?
My name, Voyboy. Okay, so basically, I used to play an MMORPG called Mabinogi, and I started playing the game when I was like in middle school. I just wanted to pick a name that I thought sounded like cool, but kind of like professional. I don't know, I was like in 7th grade or something. So I thought of Envoy, like a foreign envoy. I thought it was like awesome at the time. And I played that game for like a number of years, and then when I switched to League of Legends, I was trying to think of a name. I tried Envoy. It didn't work. I had some friends that played that game, so I wanted to pick a name that like sort of held my identity from that game, and a nickname that a lot of people called me in Mabinogi when my in-game name was Envoy was Voyboy, because they just took like the last part of it and they made it rhyme and they thought it sounded funny, and I actually like the sound of it, so I just used Voyboy when I made my account, and I stuck with it ever since, and now it's what everybody knows me as, which is pretty crazy.
Okay, so I mean,
Yep.
you basically found out that name basically so when you were in 7th grade, and well, you're soon becoming a man. So is that ever going to change to boy man or something of that sort?
When I started playing League, like I was like 15, and everyone's like, "Oh, are you gonna change your name to Boy Man when you're 18?" And it was kind of like a running joke for a while. But I think it's just like too much of my identity to be Boy. Hopefully I'm not playing League when I'm like 40 and I like still have the name Boy. That'd be kind of awkward. But I don't know what I'll do then.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. You'll be forever known as one. I mean, if you're still playing League or still within the League scene at your 40, you will be like a legend from the very beginning till then. So that's also that's a long time for the game to continue. That's another 20 odd years
Yep.
down the road. Yeah. Well, that's okay. Moving on. What goes on in your mind when you face like really known players? Do you have a game plan? Do you just go with the flow? What's the strategy behind going into those type of situations?
Yeah, so I've been playing League since like its inception. So back in the day, there wasn't really any player that you would go against and like, oh, this guy's like famous. He's like so good for this, and this. Just like teams and those players, and you had sort of a mutual respect between everyone. But there wasn't anyone that you really feared. But now like the scenes develop, like people have reputations as being like all stars and like absolute monsters and stuff. But I've sort of retained the same mentality that I've had ever since I started playing. no matter who I'm going up against, no matter like the matchup or like the player or whatever, I'll try to keep like myself focused. I won't really lose sight of like what my goals are for the game or the match, and I won't really let myself get like mentally like off my game, because League of Legends is very mental based. If you let things like who you're playing against or like the champion they have and stuff like that throw you off, then you're just like there's such a higher chance that you'll lose, or you'll give up random kills or just make mistakes that you normally wouldn't have if you're playing like as you normally would. So that's what I try to do. Obviously, if there's some like little tendencies about players that I learned just from playing against them or watching them play that I can look to take advantage of, then I'll definitely look to do that. But for the most part, I just try to keep like an even mental state and just try to play my game, not worry about who they are or what they're doing, and just do the best that I can do. So no matter who I'm against, that's what I try to look to do.
Okay, cool. Well, I think that's pretty standard. I think to keep yourself calm and like focus on the real objectives and not get caught up in everything else that's happening. So about your future upcoming game with cognitive gaming for the sport in LCS, how are you guys feeling about that?
We feel really good. Without going into too much detail, I think we've developed really well as a team. We've only been playing together for about a month and a half, I would say, but the synergy is definitely there. We're performing well, at least up to the standards that myself and my team would expect. And I think that we're going to be able to go into our match versus Cognitive, do extremely well, make it into the LCS, and then hopefully blow everyone away at how quickly we become a top team. So that's my goal. I think we definitely have it in us. I think we're going to be able to do that, but we just got to wait until the matches and see what happens.
So okay, so assuming you guys go into LCS, what sort of predictions would you place Crs at? Like not comparing to anybody else, but do you guys think you could get like a top 3 position solidly?
Yeah, I definitely think we can. I don't want to say it like too confidently, because like people will always go back and then if your team's not doing well for whatever reason, they'll try to like use those words against you. But I honestly do have a lot of confidence in our team and myself. I think that we definitely have the potential to be top 3, maybe top 2, maybe even the best team in North America this season. And this is all with a new roster, a team that's barely played together for less than 2 months. So it's a lot of talk, but I definitely think that we can do it. So I'm looking forward to playing the season.
Well, that's amazing then. Yeah.
Yeah, like how Martin describes it, as if you don't believe in yourself, then there's no point even playing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
very important.
What's one thing about it that like really irritates your teammates?
Something that irritates my teammates?
Yeah.
I would say one thing that happens sometimes in games is if we're like winning really hard, I'll just like go too hypey or like too aggressive to like make a big play, and then sometimes it'll like backfire, and then they'll be like, what did you just do? Like you just jumped into 5 people and died. I'm like, I'm sorry, friends. But I mean, it's all in good fun. I usually know when to like play like really seriously, and when I have like a little bit more leeway to like try to do a really crazy play. But yeah, sometimes I do that. Sometimes it backfires. Sometimes people are like looking at me funny, but at the end of the day, it's all good. Everyone knows it's all in good fun.
And what about in real life? Like, is there anything in real life you do that irritates them?
In real life, Sometimes I'll just like randomly start singing like random songs or like start dancing. They'll be like, "What are you doing?" I'll just be like, "I don't know. I'm just happy." And then
Can we get a taste of that?
oh God, please. It's not for public view.
Okay, so what type of songs do you sing then?
I just like hum random songs.
Okay.
It's like what do do and then we'll just like right before a game or something. It'll just be like annoying them, but it'll be funny.
Well, I think that breaks the tension.
Yeah, especially before like a LCS match, everyone's kind of nervous. It just helps to like be a little bit joking and just like break the ice, stuff like that. Just get the jitters out. That's definitely important.
Yeah, go ahead, Zetra.
So, as part of Team Crs, which is like a really big gaming organization, you must have visited a lot of places. And what's like the itinerary for an average pro player when you go to one of these competitions?
Yeah, so I have been to events and tournaments all over the world. I've been to like Germany, Ukraine, Korea, like tons of really cool countries, places that I never would have dreamed I'd be able to see at this stage of my life if I never got into League and started pro gaming and stuff. So it's really an amazing opportunity that I've been able to embark on. And whenever I go to like a new country, obviously we're going there to play, so I'll have like my keyboard, all my gear with me. I'll have like the strategies that we want to go into the games with, and I'll be ready to play first and foremost. But when I go to a new country, I'm really interested in like checking out like the landscape, just like meeting the people there. Was in Korea, we went and did like a bunch of stuff. We explored a lot of Seoul, and in general, we just try to like explore the country as much as we can without like obviously losing focus in the tournaments or whatever. Maybe after we like win or lose, we can go do a little bit more. But yeah, just generally go there, see everything that we can see, take it back, and then just like pocket it in my book of memories that I can look back on fondly, like years and years from now.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, when you were in Korea, how much of kimchi did you love or loathe?
Oh God, kimchi is really popular in Korea. I actually did not care for it very much, but it's kind of it was surprising to some people because I really love spicy food, but I just don't really like the taste of kimchi.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
I can hear the millions of people that are beginning
I'm
to
down
cry.
to try it. I know. I'm sorry.
This is with CLG, right?
Yes.
So, so can you tell us if Hotshot is actually the king of kimchi?
He's like the prince of kimchi. I don't know. I don't think he loved it that much.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad then. So yeah, okay. So what was going through your mind when you won MVP at IM Hanover?
IM Hanover, I thought was a tournament that I played really well. Up until the finals, I thought like I was doing really well in all the games, and then when we played the finals versus M5, and I didn't think I played that badly, but we ended up losing, and I actually didn't really think. Yeah, I thought that like it's really hard to win MVP when you didn't win the tournament, but I guess that's what people voted for. I was definitely very honored, and I mean I thought I had a good tournament, but I just wish like we had played better and we had actually been able to win. That way, it would have meant like so much more. But it was still a really good feeling, and I was just happy that people thought that I played well. Looking back, it was definitely like one of the best moments in my league career because it was just like, yeah, everyone was talking about like our performance and like my leasing and stuff like that, and it was like, yeah, I was like on top of the world. So it was a really, really good feeling.
Okay.
I look back fondly on it all the time.
So based on like, I would say that the last 4 years, so just before League till now, I mean, you were in a position where you were pretty much in school. Yeah, you were in school, and to where you are now, where you stream and you have thousands of people watching you, and you're a global known name. Like, how has that actually meant and that journey been? Because a lot of people talk about it, but what is it actually like? Not many people have that sort of story to actually tell.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy for me because like for example, when I was in high school or middle school, I had a decent amount of friends, but I didn't really talk to that many people. Like I wasn't very outspoken in class and stuff like that. So the transition to like becoming like a pro gamer and now like I guess a really big community figure and stuff like that is pretty crazy. Looking back on it, I don't think I would have expected myself to like be able to achieve so much or like do what I did, but I'm really happy with the way things have gone. Especially like when I stream and like I'm like trying to teach people and helping out like everyone every day. It's not something that I would have imagined being able to do like 4 or 5 years ago when I was in school. It's just like crazy. I've grown up so much since I started my league career and like being a pro gamer as a person. I think so. It's been a really wild ride, and I don't know where it's gonna head, but I'm down for the ride.
So in 5 years' time, we shall see, Voyboy statues, perhaps, monuments.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm just gonna keep playing League until I think that it might not be that worth it for me, or I end up not being able to like compete at the top of the game. But I do think that I can do so for a good long time from now. And then after that, not sure exactly what I want to do. I think I want to go back to school though and continue my education. But who knows what's gonna happen in 6 months or a year from now?
Okay. That's the right thing. So let's talk a little bit about Riot then. So how well do you think Riot is building the whole esports scene around the world? They've been doing quite a bit of things, but as a pro player yourself, well, the whole scene is actually being built around you and basically catered for you guys. So what do you think about it? Have they been doing an amazing job? Okay job? What are the
I
secrets?
definitely think that Riot has done a really good job of building like League of Legends and creating like an esports phenomenon around it. Esports has been around for a long time. I mean, StarCraft, Dota, like people. It's not a new term, but I think that Riot has made like leaps and bounds to sort of bring esports like the mainstream community. League of Legends has become like the most popular game in the world. The viewership numbers are like crazy ridiculous, and we're playing like our world finals at Staples Center. So the chances and like the opportunities for like people who normally wouldn't get into League of Legends or esports or stuff like that to start viewing it and potentially become like followers or players is just something that we've like never seen before. And I think that Riot's definitely taken like really big steps in helping make that happen. They're just like pretty amazing for the game. They helped build the community. They helped build the competitive scene, and I think that their plans are only like to make it even grander. I mean, for at least NA and EU, I know that the Coke Zero Challenger scene is going to be created, so that's going to make it so that teams that who don't make it into the LCS, so they can keep practicing. They have like a financially feasible way to become a top tier team, and basically it's sort of recreating the system that we have in like the NBA and MLB and stuff like that, where they create teams that aren't yet at like the highest level of play, but they can definitely work to becoming that, and that's like something that like a lot of people can look towards, because like there's so many players that play League of Legends, and there's only like 40 people at any one time in each country or region's competitive scene. But I think in the future, with the amateur scene and the challenger series growing and developing, I think that that number is definitely going to expand. So I think that League is going to be here for a really long time, and Riot's definitely a really big help in helping create that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, starting from season 1, 2, and 3, we have seen, I would say, quite rapid advances, especially in the World Finals. We have gone to larger scale venues, higher production scales all throughout. We've seen numbers of views online go ridiculously high. And, we're basically in season 4 now, and any prediction, any sort of, guess as to, I mean, since you have been to Korea, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are watching this have not been there, how crazy is the venue going to be? How insane is the tournament going to be?
Yeah, I think it's going to be ridiculous. All Stars, World Championships, there was ridiculous amount of spectators there. The last OGN Finals was in a massive arena, so I think that for the World Championships, it's just going to be bigger. And I think by that time, there's going to be a magnitude more people watching League of Legends. So I definitely think that Season 4 World Championships is going to make waves around the world.
Cool. Zetra.
So, yeah. So you're pretty good at 1v1 lanes. Right? Like everyone knows that. And season 3 was just about lane swaps and whatever else was like objective rushing. So how are you feeling in the new patch, pre-season 4?
Yeah, so last season, at least for top lane, there was a lot of 2v1s. It was generally pretty hard to avoid them if people were setting out to create one. Excuse me. There were a lot of like bruiser versus bruiser matchups. There was not so much skill matchups, at least for the top lane. So it was pretty hard to try to like outplay your opponent or like create a small advantage and build upon it. I mean, it wasn't impossible, but it was definitely harder than it was, like for example, a few years ago. But I think with the new season, people are 2v1ing less. There's a lot more 1v1 matchups, both top lane and mid lane. And now that I play primarily mid, I'm basically going into 1v1 versus my opponent pretty much every game, which I really, really like. It just creates a lot more room for me to outplay them. And the thing that I like about mid is that I can also impact the map quite a lot. So I can look to kill my opponent, push them out of lane, roam, make a play. There's just so many more opportunities to impact the game. And I think that's a really, really good thing for me, at least, because I at least feel that I'm a high impact player. So the more opportunities that are available, the more I can take advantage of them.
Cool.
Right. So could you give us some tips, like for the game in general, for the average viewer? Something that people would overlook, something pretty basic, something uncommon.
I would say that for a lot of people, maybe runes and masteries, you might just play with some that you think are good, but I think that optimizing them is pretty important. So like looking up what a lot of pro players and like competitive players do and just trying to like recreate them and see not only copy them, but see like why they're doing these things. Like why did he take defensive masteries on like Kha'Zix or something like that? Oh, it was because it was like versus this champion, stuff like that, and trying to recreate them and just like sort of build your own game knowledge off of those deductions that you can make is pretty important because that just allows you to become a more dynamic player. I mean, it allows you to prepare for different situations and just react to like enemy picks better, stuff like that. And then I would say just like constantly expanding your champion pool. Like if you feel like something is very strong at the moment, then try to pick it up. If it's not exactly your play style, then there are multiple champions like at any one time that people are playing a lot of. Just like continually try to develop your game. Like if you have like mastered one champion and you feel like you're so good at it, then try to expand a little bit because I mean, well, if it actually depends how you want to play. If you just like playing that champion, you want to be like Riven only main, then you can definitely do that. But you'll learn a lot more about the game if you just play multiple champions, multiple roles, and just try to like broaden your horizons. At least in my opinion. And then game specific tips. I would say one thing that not that many people have really caught on to yet is that at least on trinkets, if you hover over the trinket, it'll tell you how many wards your opponents have placed. So if everyone on the enemy team has a yellow trinket and you're looking to like gank or like call for a gank or something, you can just hover over the top laner or the mid laner trinket and you can see, oh, they have 1 out of 3 or 0 out of 3 placed, and you can just gank them straight off. And that's something that like not many people know about, which I think is a pretty big tool to use. But yeah, I would just say like constantly analyze your own gameplay, try to figure out where you can improve, and just keep an open mind. So don't like get stuck in a certain mentality. Don't think that your teammates are holding you down. There's almost always something that you can improve. Like as a pro player, I'm basically at the top of my game, but every game there's something that I could have done better or learn from, and I try to keep an open mind and just improve with every game I play. Because that's why I practice like 10 hours a day. So that'd be my basic advice.
Yeah, for the viewers out there, the trinket thing got nerfed in 3.14, so it shows unknown now. But yeah, thanks for the info. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess you guys are still
No
like
problem.
playing on the old patch for practice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
out of all the nicknames that your fans give you, what's your favorite one?
My favorite one. Well, actually, the one that I actually named my Smurf account after was Booby, which I thought was pretty funny. Everyone's like, Booby, please, and I just stuck with it and made a Smurf with it. People called me that for a while. I started to get called it more than actually Voyboy, but then I started playing on Voyboy and it kind of dwindled down. But yeah, I think Booby is pretty hilarious.
Okay.
Right.
So now you're going to be in the mid lane against, well, a player that has been hyped a lot about, and there's been lots of videos about him recently. I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about. Do you?
No.
People that have affiliated him with a fast food joint.
Oh, yeah, I do. Burger
So,
King.
so is Crs going to get some sort of fast food affiliation?
I don't know. Maybe if they decide to sponsor the team, that's a possibility. But
So we could,
as of right now, I don't see anything on the horizon.
Yeah. So okay. Have you played against him much?
Basically, they've only scrimmed versus Cloud9, as far as I know. So I have not had an opportunity to actually lane against him. But I mean, I know he's a good player. I'm looking forward to being able to play against him in LCS. I'm pretty excited.
And I mean, your champion pool and his champion pool isn't exactly the same. It's quite. Both of you all carry quite unique champion pools. What do you think that's going to be like? Like, he's bringing in all sort of champions. You're bringing in two weird champions. Is the LCS going to be absolutely crazy, like covering every other champion out there? What's that going to be like?
I think I have probably the craziest champion pool out of any mid right now, but I can't. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty wild. I can't say what they actually are until LCS, but you guys will probably be pretty happy with what you see.
Okay. Well, that's not bad then.
I'll bring a lot of stuff to the table.
All of a sudden, we'll see Irelia mids. Yes.
Who told? No, just kidding.
Okay, well, that's pretty much it from us. Is there anything that you would like to say to the fans?
Thank you guys for the support. Obviously, I know it might not have been easy as a Crs fan to see us drop to 6th place and have to fight our way back into LCS, but I think that you guys will be really happy with the improvement. And just, yeah, thanks for the continued support. Really, really appreciate it, guys. It's awesome.
You actually just got cut off at the end there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I did?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
Like, drop the 6th place and watch us get back to LCS, and then it was like blank.
Oh, God. Well, yeah, just, I think I said just that. Thank you for the continued support. It really means a lot. It's basically what keeps me and my team going, so it's just awesome.
Okay.
And then, yeah, thanks to our sponsors.
Of course.
Alienware, CM Storm, of course, TeamSpeak, and Nissan.
Yep. I mean, CM Storm is basically what hooked us up for the interview, so definitely got to help them.
Exactly.
So give props to them there.
Yep.
And I think this is the time where Voyboy is going to be making 3 people very, very happy.
Congratulations to Dion, Nikhil Raj, and Sahil Bakshi for asking the top 3 questions for the interview. We're going to be sending you guys 3 Team Curse shirts, so congratulations.
And we actually have 2 CM Song t-shirts as well, and that's actually going to be given out to Siddharth Gupta and Prakta Mohan. So congratulations to all 5 of you guys for winning prizes from the show. This has been amazing talking to you, Voyboy, and as well as getting Zetra to be a part of all of this as well. So do stay tuned on the upcoming show. We'll be having more talks, more hopefully less awkward moments, and finding out why Wooby. Why is it such a amazing name to be held out there? So stay tuned till next time. This is me, Pseudo, signing off then. Bye.
See you.
Bye, guys.